Kung Fu Panda is something that I've covered a lot of on this channel, and well, I was honestly getting a little bored of it. But this trailer, it's just put me right back onto that hype train, and it isn't stopping for anything. I'm just going to open this by saying that without a doubt this is my favourite teaser trailer I've ever seen. It immediately flipped my interest from meh to unbelievable levels of excitement, and it did it all by telling me nothing and showing me everything. So it's going to be a different Blunderbuss review today, people. I'm just going to analyse this trailer and just see what worked about it. Let's start with the visuals. I don't have any words. This is honestly the best animation I've ever seen DreamWorks produce, and it could rival anything done by Pixar, really. I mean, I could just be being biased, but I mean, just look at that animation. It's beautiful stuff, and it really shows how far in technology we've come and how much evolution DreamWorks done as a studio. The lighting here is also amazing. Some shots I want to bring to attention are this one, because that soft lighting looks amazing and it's very detailed. This one, because it's a fantastic establishing shot and has great dynamic lighting. And this one, well, look at it. I would also like to bring some attention to Tigress's new costume. I thought originally it really wouldn't look that great, but seeing it in a frame, I think it really suits her and helps her fit more in with the setting. It could also be them finally realising her original design, which did look a lot similar to this. Overall, I think this looks incredible, and when I first watched it, it honestly took my breath away. I mean, like, that's never happened to me before when watching a trailer for an animated film. It's never ever happened. Now let's take a look at the story, or what little there is here. Now looking at this trailer you may think we don't get much, but like I said earlier, a little can tell you a lot. I know from this trailer that the scale and the tone of the film is a little different than Kung Fu Panda 2. We can see this from this shot again. As you can see, this is some kind of dreamscape or spiritual place, because Oogway is here and what Po is wearing. My thought with this was that Po had entered some kind of spirit plane to talk to Oogway and get some advice, or judging from this sequence, Oogway either knows this villain, or is kind of Oogway is the reason for this villain's release, if that makes any sense. You can also see this at the end when he throws the Kai, or I'm going to call him the Collector, he throws that Oogway statue through the Jade Palace. Or that could just be a set piece, I don't really know. I originally thought they were going to downscale the story from 2 to 3, because like 2 was pretty personal and dark at points, and I was just like, I've heard rumours that it was going to be more broadly comedic, and I was interested in that, and I wanted to see more of a character-driven story rather than a plot-driven one. But looking at this trailer, it honestly seems that it's going to be personal and dark again, and I'm interested to see that, and I want to see how this story unfolds. It honestly looks really interesting. Now before we move on to the music, I'd like to analyse this frame. It has a ton of references to the other films, and I'd just like to point some of them out. If you spotted any that I don't mention, then please bring them up in the comment section. Okay, let's start with what's probably the most obvious, the dummy on the right here. This is from the first film and is what Po tries to use to show his skills to the Furious 5 and Shifu. It doesn't go too well. Another couple from the first film are Po's action figures on this table. The pictures of the Furious 5 and Tigress, here and here. Finally, what looks like the Dragon Scroll is under Po's bed here. If this is a scroll, then Po really doesn't seem too bothered about looking after the reason why he's there. The Easter eggs from the second film are more speculation than anything, since they're mostly obscured. First is what looks like a part of the dragon costume that Po and the Five hid in when arriving in Gonmen, although it could be a number of things. The second is what looks like one of Shen's swords over here. Both of these suggestions Berserker88X came up with. If you want to see his videos, then go check out his channel. It's some good stuff. Now for the Kung Fu Panda 2 Easter egg that I found. This picture here of Flying Rhino and Gongmen. I originally thought this was the painting that Po looks at in the first film when he goes into the Jade Palace for the first time. Like I said, if you can spot any more in this frame, then please leave a comment. Okay, let's move on to the final thing that I want to talk about, the music. It's just fantastic. I'm not going to play all of it because of copyright reasons, but it's fantastic and tells me that Mr. Zimmer is going all out on this one. It was probably the element that made me most excited because I adore the soundtracks of the first two films. There's not a lot I can say for this music besides go and listen to it. It's fantastic. I mean, I don't have a lot to say really about trailer music, so time for my conclusion. Honestly, this is probably my favourite teaser I've seen in a long time. It did so much right and had so many great elements that it immediately changed what I thought and felt about Kung Fu Panda 3, and the hype train is back on track. I hope you enjoyed this video, and tell me what you thought of the trailer. Did you like it? Did you not? Tell me in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you next time with farewell, beloved Falco.
I feel free. I feel free. I feel free. I feel free. I feel free.